So, Taryn proposed that we do this ayahuasca trip, and I was so fucking scared. So fucking scared. Are you kidding me, dude? And we go there. It was like an hour and a half drive outside of LA. And we go to like this forest site. Oh, I'm so hungry. Fuck. My stomach just feels like it has a hole in it. And there's a cabin in the middle of the forest, and it's like a decent sized cabin. It's kind of like for camping trips and stuff like that. And we put our sleeping bags on the floor, just straight up on the floor, and side by side with the other people that we're going to do it with. And they recommend that couples don't lay by each other because it's all about your own journey. And some of you already, I know that you're like fucking hippies. There's like 12 Southern American Peruvian shamans in this cabin. And they are normal fucking people. They're just straight up normal people, but because the way they talk is very normal, because they're not trying to sell you on anything or anything like that. They're just telling you like, hey, do you want to be happy? Well, think about these things, blah, blah, blah. Like the balance in life and stuff like that I was talking about. Just a lot of just very just deep thinking thoughts and stuff like that. And they said, when you go into ayahuasca, just remember, if you get lost, just to remember about the things that you love in life, because that's what keeps you grounded. The things that you love in life. If you're ever having a hard time and you're just scattered, you don't know where you are in this world, because it can happen it might not have happened to you yet, which is great. But if it ever does, always think about things that actually matter, that ground you, because you won't feel so lost when that happens. And then when you can come back, appreciate that thing that you love, because it's great that when you are lost, you have something to anchor you, So, ayahuasca, sleeping bags. And so it was really late at night while we were doing this. It's 2 nights. First night, it's this herbal tea, and it tastes like ass. It's very awful. And you're supposed to go on a very strict diet for like a week prior to taking ayahuasca, because it's so sensitive on your stomach that if you do eat like sugar or meat even, or alcohol, it actually makes you expunge all of the toxins in your body. And it's real shit. Because I actually went on the week before. I did a real good job actually. No alcohol. No, I didn't smoke a fucking thing. Didn't eat meat. No sugar. So I actually never threw up. I got close though. Taryn was the first person to throw up on the first night and the second night. Kudos to her. So first night, I go out, like I would take the ayahuasca. I'm laying in the sleeping bag, but I didn't really feel anything. I kind of felt just like very high. Like my head kind of just, for those of you who smoked weed, your head just kind of like feels pressure. You know what I mean? Feel a little high. Went outside, and I kind of just felt sad because I was so, I was just like, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting like what everybody else is kind of like getting inside and stuff. One guy was like screaming, dude, like fucking. It was sad. Afterwards, after the days, he said that he's been alcoholic his whole entire life, and his parents got him into drinking at the age of 15. So he has some real demons, and that's why he was like screaming while he was on ayahuasca and stuff like that, which was really sad. And so first night, I didn't feel anything. I wake up, and Taryn just is like, oh my God, last night was one of the best experiences of my whole entire life. Did it happen to you? And I was like, no. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I hope it happens to you. I was like, I do too. And so second night, everything happens. They talk to you beforehand, and then you do it. And again, I'm not really feeling anything. I'm in my sleeping bag. I stay inside this time. I don't go outside. And then he the main shaman, he last night and this night, he just randomly grabs people depending on like who he wants to grab and stuff. And he grabbed me to go up with 3 other people, and you just kind of like sit on this bench. And by the way, though, all night they're playing like music, and it sounds very Native American. It's so relaxing. It's beautiful. And we're sitting on a bench, and they come up to me and they ask me if they can put like some oil on me. And I was like, sure, yeah, go for it. And it smelled great. And essentially what they were going to do is like perform a ritual. I watched it happen to other people and stuff like that. I was like, oh, cool. And so as soon as they fucking start, they start playing music themselves, and like they spit on my neck from behind. And I swear to God, I had never felt like throwing up that entire time. I felt fine. I wasn't high at all. Like I didn't really feel anything. And I was kind of bummed out about it. As soon as they started it, I felt the most insane stomach pain ever. I wanted to die. I wanted to just curl up and die. I fucking immediately was on the bench down like this, and I was hurled like this, hurled over. One of the shamans comes up to me, grabs my shoulder, and was like, have you purged yet? And I was like, no, I haven't thrown up. And they're like, here's a bucket. You can either throw up or get over it. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean get over it? And he didn't say get over it, or you can overcome it. It's like, what? What do you mean overcome it? And I was just like, oh, fuck. So I just remembered the one thing to help you pull yourself out of a bad situation is the things that you love, right? And I immediately thought of my family and Taryn, and I imagined her kissing me on the forehead while I was hunched over. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I had that thought, as soon as that happened, I immediately like got up, and I felt like this like fucking heavy ass cape was just forcing me down like that, like curled over. And I felt like it literally like just fell off, dude. It like fell off, and it felt so good. So good. And I think like people are, when it comes to like hippie shit, stuff like that, you've no idea, dude. It's so simple, it's so simple, but everybody just kind of like doesn't want to like feel love sometimes, but like we take advantage of it, so much. It feels so good. It's great. It's awesome. So every time I tell that story, I get so emotional because it's such a great feeling. It's so awesome. So the reason I told that story is because I felt like when I did that, I also was like, oh, I want to stream, because I want to carry your burdens. Like if you come in, you're having a bad time. That's okay. you you can be hopeful. Come in here, because like that's all that matters. Is you can there's bad things that will always happen. Of course, it's always going on around us. The more information we gain in this civilization, technology is far surpassing us in our growth. So we're learning too much. We're just learning too much, and people are emotionally not like it's too much sometimes, you know? But you just going back to the basics of just being hopeful. That's what happens when you grow up, man. You kind of lose that hope very quickly. But you don't let go. Never let go. Doesn't mean you can't be naive, but just don't let go. So anyways, thanks for listening. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that story. I hope that's all that I want is to, I hopefully hope that I could bring some sort of positivity in your life at any moment. Because why live if I can't? You know? So, thanks for coming in. Anywho, today was fun. It was a real good time. I had a great time with you guys. Sorry about the green screen. I'll get that fixed next week, I promise. I love you all. Thank you very much. It was a good time. Well, I'm really bad at goodbyes. So I think that I said, you know, what needed to be said. So I guess I shall go. Thank you to anybody that submitted a video on my Reddit for the contest. Thank you very much. I am very excited to pick one and have it on the stream. It's gonna be fucking sick. You guys have great weekends, and I'll see you on Monday. I don't stream on the weekends, so I will not be here. And yeah, man. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Monday, okay? From me and Boner to you guys, I'll see you later, okay? Bye.